Hello and welcome everybody to the Join Dota League season through the European Division 2 Fabulous 5 versus Team Course in this 2-game series. We of course are HeflaTV, my name is Coucher, and my co-caster for the day will be Benchy.
Hey, yes, we are going to be going into these two teams, as I think they're both new to Division 2, coming in from Division 3, as I'm trying to find out anything about them, and I will say I haven't heard a lot about Calls and the Fabulous 5. Hopefully they give us a nice, awesome match there.
Yeah, I have guessed a couple of games of Fabulous 5 in the previous season. Not too many to actually remember too much of it, but I do know that they were rather solid. But I guess if you don't have too much insight, one thing that is possibly an indication is just how many players on the team are actually on the rating leaderboard. For Fabulous 5 they have 2 players, whereas Team Course they have 3, so even there it's rather even. But coming to the draft, bans just 100% standard, Brewmaster Doombringer by Fabulous 5, whereas Tidehunter and Lycan by Team Course, and well, we do have a Faceless Void for Course, whereas Fabulous 5, they answered with a Razor, a really strong hero against the Faceless Void and overall. But do you think giving away or not banning the Faceless Void was a mistake, or can Fabulous 5 handle that hero?
Well, it depends. If you can have the ability to counter a Faceless Void, as interesting enough, at TI4 he actually had a pretty low win ratio. Even though he's picked up or banned practically every single game, he only managed to pick up around about a 38% win ratio. Which means that if you know how to deal with him, if you can position correctly, and you can stun him while he's picked up 1 or 2 people in his chronosphere, then you can generally have a good time against a Void. It's a case, though, that it's very difficult to do as outside of the Tier 1 teams. A lot of teams do have issues being able to counter that.
Yeah, that is definitely the case, and of course, well, they get themselves another powerhouse hero, the Shadow Shaman, of course. The support just has such a diverse skill set, having the lockdown, the burst, as well as the tower push with the Mass Serpent wards. It is definitely a great asset to their team. I do just hope that they can, if going for team fights, place the Mass Serpent wards so that they won't be inside the Chronosphere, yet close enough to actually help out with the right clicks there.
Yep, as we are going to see the first, second sets of bans coming out. As surprisingly, we see Fabulous 5 being the one to ban out the Death Prophet. Death Prophet, another hero that's very, very good against the Razor. And often is picked up so that, you know, you can pick up that... you can get that Death Prophet, get her ultimate off, and then it doesn't matter if she's chronosphered up, as her ultimate is still doing whole bunches of damage. As I will apologise to anyone who's watching in-game, as I just realised I didn't have my in-game mute on.
Well, at least you figured it out during the draft. Otherwise, inside the game, I probably would have noticed this as well when your name isn't popping up for me. But Fabulous 5, they get their hands on a Tinker, and man, is that hero sick or what? And actually, I really like it against Faceless Void as well, because if you don't get caught in the Chronosphere, you can laser the Faceless Void for 1, so he can't actually do any damage because of the mischance. Of course, most of the machines will make it so the Faceless Void has to probably run out of it. But Team Course now, they do pick up themselves the initiation, namely that Batrider. Can be a really good asset in just trying to lock down the Tinker, of course. But Team Course, so far, they don't have the wombo combo of the Faceless Void, and funny enough, they did ban out the Ancient Apparition and the Skywrath Mage, 2 heroes that are usually played together with the Faceless.
Yep, those 2 heroes, very, very good with Faceless Void. The Skywrath Mage going on the Faceless Void, I'm sure we've seen that combo, like, every single game ever since TI4 hit. And the Batrider, he is interesting since he did kind of drop off of popularity as throughout the course of this patch, just as a meta shift away from ganking offlane heroes into that pure death ball style. As Batrider, in the initial 6.8.1 patch, he was the most picked, most banned hero, but now not quite getting that compared to a lot of the other heroes.
Oh yeah, I still think it's a really strong hero. Of course, I mean, like for one, I think it might have had something to do with people going for a lot of Razor, because Batrider, if you jump the Razor and you lasso him, you're gonna get purged immediately by the unstable current. So unless you have the 4-staff, and even if you do have the 4-staff, only the 4-staff length of movement might not be enough. You still need to just actually run a little bit as well, but since the purge is slowing you down, it is just with increased difficulty, I guess is the correct way of putting in. The Fabulous 5, they actually pick out a strong support which helps them out with pushing, Roshan with the minus armor of the Wave of Terror, and of course the Nether swap to save people from the Chronosphere, or of course even the Battle Ray less so, so one support to counter two of the cores somewhat already of team cores.
Yep, and I will say that even outside of countering the Faceless Void, they're two very good supports. As in, we've got a very solid team here coming out from Fabulous 5, meaning that even if cores decide to go for a off-lane Void and focus less on him getting farmed up and wrecking Face, the Fabulous 5 lineup isn't going to be wasted.
Oh yeah, and well, at the moment, I do like Fabulous 5's lineup just a little bit better, but of course, they do have 2 picks left in the pool to just... I mean, I wanted to say make it happen, and well, they go for a Pagna, and Pagna is notorious up against Tinker because the Nether Ward is just... I win, Tinker dies.
Yep, as Pugna also comes in with that tower pushing ability, and Pugna we have actually seen kind of gain a little bit of popularity over the past few weeks as the pushing meta has kind of taken full hold, and Pugna's a very good pusher, especially with that chip away damage. He simply runs up, gets the Nether Blast off, and there's nothing you can really do against it.
Yeah, and it is worthy to note out that now Team Course, they have 2 heroes that can actually push despite the March of the Machines being down. Like you said, Pagna, he can just go in, put down the Nether Blast back off, and just do it on cooldown. Whereas, of course, Mass Serpent Wards, they do not tie to the March of the Machines as it is anyway. So that is already one thing that is going in their favor, because usually it is extremely hard to push against the Tinker, but now it eases it up at least a tiny bit. And now Pagna, of course, can input a lot of damage into the Chronosphere as well, with not only the Nether Blast, but also, of course, just getting a really long duration life drain.
Yep, obviously the Pugna, if you can get that Aghanim Scepter onto him, he becomes a huge beast, even turning into a semi-counter to some extent. More than likely be playing in that support role, and if he does get an Aghanim Scepter, it will be, they're probably so far ahead it won't matter. On the other side, though, we are going to see the first ban coming out, and it is going to be a Juggernaut. Which I guess makes sense if you put the Faceless Void in the off lane, you have the Bat Rider in the middle, you can have the Shadow Shaman and Pugna, and tuning in with the Juggernaut, that 3 combo will probably kill practically everything.
Oh yeah, it most definitely will, unless there are BKBs coming out, or at least at some point in time. Although at the moment, Wraith King is most likely going to be a support one here, I would think so at least, based on just how they can lane this, and with that, they either need a safe laner for themselves or just an aggressive, off laner or safe laner. If they go aggressive tri lane, actually, a Vengeful Spirit, Wraith King, Razor tri lane, it can be extremely deadly, especially depending on what the last pick for Team Course will be, because if it's not a strong, fighting hero early on, the Fabulous 5 definitely can benefit of going for the aggressive try.
Yep, as we are waiting for the last ban, it is going to be the Dazzle, and not quite sure why they'd ban out the Dazzle right there, as they don't actually have an offlaner right now on the Fabulous 5 side. They've got the Tinker on mid or the Racers. We do see they pick up that puck. Very nice offlane hero, brilliant for team fights, although once again a little bit vulnerable to that puck in the Nether Ward.
Yeah, the Nether Ward definitely can be a pain in the ass. Although I guess Puck, in some sense, once he gets his Blink Dagger, he can actually be now the hero for Fabulous 5 that maybe can just go for a semi-suicide mission to kill the Nether Ward, blinks in, tries to maybe bring it down with a few right clicks, then just Illusion or Phase Shift out or something crazy like that. Although that would require a lot of execution, as well as still a moderate amount of help from your own team, because going that deep into the Nether Ward, if the Pagna actually places it in smart positions, it can be risky, and well, the Nether Ward, or getting it down rather, is gonna be priority number 1, I feel like, for Fabulous 5.
As we do see the Earthshaker is going to get picked up, so that's basically suggests that this is probably... Well, there's a lot of ways they could do this. They could send either the Faceless Void or Bat Rider on the middle and off lane respectively, and the Pugna can in theory go middle. More than likely, though, we probably will be seeing the Bat Rider in the off lane, Pugna go middle with the Faceless Void being the ordinary carry with a Shadow Shaman Earthshaker roaming combo.
Yeah, I think that might be the best. Pugna against Tinker mid lane should be able to just farm up reasonably well. Bat Rider against Tinker, oh, I guess he could hold his own somewhat, but Tinker, just with the harass of the laser rocket already might be able to get him out of the lane, but we will see how they want to lane this. They have a few options and not any of them is just goddamn awful, so we'll see how they fancy their picks or lanes.
All 5 mid.
Yeah. Pudge Wars.
Either way, though, we are going to be going into these two teams. We do have Team Cores. They're playing on the Radiant side. And we've got Ingman on the Faceless Void, Phantom XP on Pugna, CA on the Batrider, Regulus on Earthshaker, pretty fancy name right there, and Gene on the Shadow Shaman, spelt with a J for jelly.
Yeah, Regulus really sounds regal. Oh man, really my chest, much my chest, wow. But for Fabulous 5, they have smoked up, and SMQR Blomst, he's leading the charge on the Brave King, as Top follows him on the puck, Kavorza playing the Razor, Gimli on the Vengeful Spirit, and oh, Tip on the Tinker, but the smoke breaks in Regulus. He spotted them out, they're pinging, and no kills happening in the first minute.
And so that is going to be the smoke averted, and we're going to see that tri-lane coming here on bottom. The lanes, as we expected, with that Pugna going on middle. He's got lots and lots of regen, and with that Null's Talisman for more and more nether blasting action.
Yeah, and do you actually think, like, is the Null Talisman gonna be worth it, or would a Polar Rush been a little bit better?
Well, I'm guessing both of them would do okay, so it doesn't actually look like this is going to be a aggressive tri-lane versus tri-lane coming out, and this could be good as Void is not the bridge laner.
Batrider, they're just man fighting, finally loser out by Puck. And now he's gonna turn it around the healing cell. Batrider didn't get a single point of damage down. And actually that hurt him so much because he started with boots of speed, whereas Puck just had a healing salve. Yes, he had to waste 100 gold, or maybe not waste, but use 100 gold to just get back to full HP, whereas Batrider, he's just down to 2 tangles, and the Puck, if he just continues with the harass, he might be able to box out the Batrider, and if the Puck gets that, even a slight XP advantage, getting that level 6 sooner, he can set up solo kills, or of course just start ganking other lanes earlier than the Batrider.
As we see Pugna being annoying with that Decrepify here on middle. And it does kind of work a little bit like the laser does, stopping the elastics coming in.
Yeah, it doesn't require too much mana off him either, really. It's like 60 mana, he can spam it fairly often.
Well, Void is going to be a little bit careful here on this bottom lane. They've got a lot of stun to lock him down, but there's lots of counter initiation also coming out from Cores. So this, I think, tri-lane is going to be where all the action is going to be held, just with these two teams being so aggressive, so ability to get picks offs, and just one wrong moment, and, well, that could be it. We do see the static link coming out, and Faceless Void getting all his damage stolen away.
Yeah, but Earthshaker, of course, he's such a good pick here. I think Cores were kind of anticipating an aggressive tri-lane by Fabulous 5 there, and Earthshaker with the Fisher can definitely stop any aggression that Fabulous 5 has to throw at them. At least if it's on the Faceless Void, because even if the Fisher blocks the Faceless Void in as well, he can always time walk over it, and wow, another Fisher Razor is actually dropping pretty low.
And he also was forced to use up his salve right there. They got blocked halfway through, and this is not being a fun time for the Razor. Although he is getting a bit of farm compared to this Void.
Yeah, and actually now Sean, however you want to pronounce it, Shadow Shaman, he's going really aggressive with the Ether Shock as well, just keeping the Razor low. Actually, like you said, they cancelled the healing cell, and now between them they only have tangos, so if Cores can just keep on the pressure somewhat, it might be turning out in their favor in the long run, although I think, in theory at least, Razor definitely should still be getting more last hits than the Faceless Void. But oh, Blomst! He gets blocked in! Yes, he's at the side now. Inkman comes in, but right clicks, they won't do too much. Static Link gonna be cancelled immediately because the Fisher, well, it lasts for 8 seconds.
Yeah, but I do feel that was a nice Fisher, but the rest of the team just weren't there to capitalize on it. As the initiation comes in, they're looking to get the kill here on Razor.
Oh, the Fisher, one more right click, the Ether Shock. Oh, beautiful setup, but now Ingman might go down in return, or now, actually, never mind, Blomst. They're the ones on the run, so of course, they're up to a good start. Shadow Shaman getting the first blood, definitely not a bad thing. Can pick up boost of speed, and with the boost of speed, of course, get easier into position, and maybe even like fast arcane boost to make sure that even the Earthshaker can spam his Fisher constantly.
Yeah, as we do see that the Shadow Shaman, he is one of the slowest supports in the game, so getting those fast boots are absolutely crucial on this Heroes. He's just realised that that camp has been blocked off by that lovely free-to-play Observer Ward, little camera.
Yeah, actually, It's a little bit weird that I hadn't even noticed before, because they had to put so much attention on the lane and not letting the faceless void die. And of course, well, getting the first blood even better for them. But mid lane, you can see that the Pugna is pressuring the Tinker quite a lot. Last hit-wise, Tinker is keeping up moderately well, but the Netherworld, of course, has been constantly down Tinker. If he's in range, his mana is getting drained. As well, if he casts anything, then he's just done for.
Yeah, this Tinker just not having a fun time here in middle, although he's doing okay in terms of how bad this matchup I'd consider it to be. He's currently 15-4 going up against a 22-5. So he's still getting farm, it's just not as much as his opponent.
And oh, another Fisher comes out. It's not a complete block though, so Kimli does get out of there. But one thing with the aggressive triangle of Fabulous 5 is, of course, that it means that the supports won't be stacking the jungle for the Tinker to get those fastest routes of travels. Nor is anybody stacking the Ancients, at least not yet. So usually when you're in a safe lane, tri lane, the supports make it a priority to stack it for the Tinker. But at the moment, it's not happening, although they have smoked up and set their sights on the Pugna.
Yeah, they wanted to go stop this huge amounts of damage being done to this Tinker. And Pugna, he kind of realized that something's wrong. The pings are coming out. I think they might have got spot on there by it with... I'm not quite sure why he's playing this defensive.
I think it's just the supports. They're like, guys, missing. Razor is alone here. Although it's a little bit weird. They don't know for sure, because otherwise they would have just jumped the Razor. They were like, either the supports are smoked up and going to another lane, or they're just camping behind the Razor, waiting for us to go and then counter-initiate. So a little bit of a delicate situation, but course looks like they managed to avoid the disaster here.
Yep, good teamwork, good ability to see what's going on right there, and that is going to be, looks like Tinker's going to be able to pick up that illusion rune.
Puck might be in trouble. Oh, that actually gets rid of the sticky napalm attack. Now the Dream Coil, the right clicks, he's probably going to get it, but the Firefly phase shift, the last right click, he goes down just after getting the kill himself. But it's the better for him, because of course he got the XP and suddenly he's level 8 compared to a Batrider who's level 6.
Yeah, but at the same time, both those two heroes, how has that lane actually been going? As there's been just too much action going on in the bottom lane. It does look like the Puck has been severely beating the Batrider, 32-7 versus a 23-1. And obviously, I would consider Puck to be the favourite to win that lane, just because of the nerf coming out to Batrider not that long ago.
Oh, they get the stun now. The time warp came out just before. Great Fire Blast did follow. The Fisher is there as well, but actually it doesn't hit the Razor, so just on the support. Static Link activated on Regulus. Just wants to get some extra damage to just last hit a little bit easier, but Faceless Void, he has to run all the way home now. Unless there's a healing salve coming up. Oh yes, there is, with the Magic Wand and the Gloves of Haste.
Yeah, because this is going to be 2-1 right now. Very slow game compared to how aggressive these two tries could be. Both of them just playing very, very good positioning and just not giving the other opportunity to really commit and capitalize. Yeah,
and actually, speaking of some capitalization, the Batrider is trying to just get down the Tinker before he gets his boots of travels. One Tinker Amplify to slow him down. Batrider coming in with the Firefly might be enough, of course. He doesn't have the Blink Dagger, although it's not like he's horribly far away. Another 700 gold only. But man, Tip, the Firefly is coming. Oh, they need some slows. The Fisher, it's going to be enough if they get only the Fisher. The first stacks are there. There's the lasso as well. Should be an easy setup, and indeed it is. Regulus finishes it up with his Fisher.
Very nice job there as Tinker. That's absolutely huge, as he was, you know, he wasn't that far away from his boots of travel. Now he's going to get knocked all the way back down to 800 gold. Going to not be able to farm up for a bit more, and this lane is not going very well for the Tinker.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, last hit-wise is still 30-6, so it's not horrible either. It's a small positive. It was, oh, top lane they go in. Waning Rift comes out. Dream Coil. Actually, he has already used it. One more right click. Oh, Phantom XP. He comes in to help. Phase shift is there. Oh, he can't get the last right click. Are you kidding me? Firefly just over the little space there at the side of the map. I mean, this puck must feel cheated, and the flame break was what actually delayed that last right click.
Yep, as Batrider is going to be able to get out there. Some nice work coming out from him. Not too far away from his Blink Dagger right now. It's only 8 minutes in, and he's got, looks like he's just trying to go for raw boots plus that Blink Dagger. Just needs about 600 more gold for that.
It's not a bad choice either, I think. You just need to start getting the control early against a Tinker, and with a fast Blink Dagger you can definitely do so. You don't really need the... Oh, actually top lane, wow. Top, got the kill on top lane on the puck. So Puck, he didn't get the kill of course on the Batrider before, but getting that small revenge on the Pugna who TP in to help previously.
That's actually a very nice kill right there, as Pugna was doing really well in terms of his general sources. We do see a haste rune coming out on this Wraith King. He's going to have to be super careful.
Yeah, it was pinged out immediately though. This observer just barely had vision of him running to the high ground, but Inkman still time walk on cooldown, so nothing bad. Oh no, they're gonna dive this! What? That was a weird decision. I mean, yes, he has the Ring of Regen, I guess, to heal up, but it's not like the Ring of Regen makes you invincible or anything.
Now, I will also note here that on this Razor right now, even though he's basically been solo for a lot with a lot of gank attempts coming out from Fab 5, he's actually been getting some seriously nice farm, going 35 and 8 compared to the 28 and 6 spawn.
But top lane, they're gonna go on Puck again. He turns it around with the Waning Rift. The Dream Coil is there as well, but I don't think he can make it. Enchant Totem Lasso used with the Fisher. Gimli does come in to help. Actually, he breaks the Dream Coil. A small mistake, Magic Missile. Oh, he gets the kill, but he's gonna go down in return. So, in the end, still an extremely favorable for traders. Regulus gets a double kill, and Phantom XP on the Pugna gets the kill on Tinker solo mid lane. So, man, of course, they are looking extremely good. 6 and 3 in the favor of them.
Of course, doing very, very good, and they're going to be looking to extend their advantage, getting those wards down. This is going to be surely an easy tier 1 tower. Those nice little serpent wards. While Tinker, well, where is the Tinker gone, actually? In fact, he did go down sometime.
Yeah, he died just as the top lane action ended, more or less. So I guess it was just like Tinkerify into Nether Blast into Life Drain, and Tinker, well, he can't really run out of there, and this Tinker is extremely poor, and like I mentioned already earlier, there's no stacking going on to actually have that comeback method of him for those fast booster travels. So man, it's gonna be hard, and well, they do get the deny on the mid tower, but that means the 2 towers have already fallen, and of course, just not only getting the kill from the golds, they're also getting the global now from the towers.
Yeah, but things just seem to be not going the way of the Fabulous 5. The only real one that's having a good time here has been that Puck, with the Razor not doing too bad himself.
Yeah, actually, I mean, the Razor definitely hasn't been doing bad, but I think as an aggressive tri-lane, they definitely were hoping to accomplish a little bit more, but I have to just more or less put it all down to, oh, never mind, wait for it, Tip might go down mid lane, the Fisher comes out for the initial slow, Header as well, they get the Hex, will the Shackles follow up? No, actually, he doesn't go for them, the swap comes out from Gimli, a huge mistake, there's the Magic Missile, Illusory Orb. I think the Shadow Shaman misplayed, but oh, the Dream Coil just short of catching the Shadow Shaman as well. But still, they do get one kill as Razor, nope, he goes down bottom lane. CA came in on the Batrider, showing off his newly acquired Blink Dagger, and with that kill, Inkman has his Hand of Midas as well. So they didn't get the kill on Tinker, they lost the Earthshaker, but all in all, I think it's going just 90% according to plan for course.
Yep, a little bit of a shame right there with that Earthshakers. I do feel they could have got that kill had he landed the Enchant Totem with the Aftershock. But sadly, he just, you know, he waited a bit too long. He was trying to time it perfectly and just ended up missing.
Yeah, it is definitely unfortunate. There's bottom lane, never mind. Not even gonna try a Fisher. Definitely wouldn't have been a block off. And actually, never mind, he's going for it. Nonetheless, he has Arcane Boots, so doesn't worry about it too much. As does the Shadow Shaman. And now Masterful Wars go down. Even Phantom XP joins the fight with the Nether Blast, just helping out speed up the push. And Fabulous 5, they have nothing at all to try to contest this. Although Teep suddenly he's up to 1.6k gold. Man, he was sitting at 400 when I last checked. Where the hell did he get those?
Well, it is one of the small advantages of losing your mid lane, the fact that the lanes will push further up your river, giving you an easier farming time, and he is going to be a little bit closer to those boots of travel, not too far away now, but while that's happening, they do lose another tier 1 tower.
Yeah, it's of course really hard to expect Fabulous 5 to try to stop the push against Master Wars and Nether Blasts with the lineup they have, at least before the Masters of the Machines come out and Tinker. Even then might be a little bit hard, like we talked about in the draft, because Course has the kind of push that actually doesn't need to be present themselves as much and run into the March of the Machines or anything. But finally, the Ancients are being stacked. It is a double stack, soon to be a triple one. Oh, never mind, the Observer Ward is blocking it out. But still, top, Puck. He does get himself that Blink Dagger, so it is equal as far as just initiation goes. Both the initiators for the team have their blinks.
Yeah, both these two teams, as in they're not out of it yet. We do see if we have a quick look at the stats, and it is a small advantage in terms of experience. 1.5k experience, 13 minutes in. while in terms of gold, a little bit more substantial. 4k gold difference. All those towers and Midas coming into play.
Oh yeah, I mean 4k gold is actually pretty damn substantial. And if they can continue at this pace and get that early blink trigger on the Shroud Shaman or the Earthshaker, preferably both even for them of course, but either one will be good. If they can get those before Fabulous 5 can actually try to stage a mini comeback of sorts or shift the momentum of the game in their own favor, it might be devastating, especially as the mech is also finished in Phantom XP. And Razor, well, he's going for his as well, but he just has the Aetherus and nothing else at the moment.
Now the Stasis Void he could initiate, he does have that Chronosphere, if he can cash more than one in. But right now, only the Razor's really visible to them as the Shadow Shaman or the Earthshaker is going to disconnect and we're going to see a small pause. What would a game of Dota be without a pause?
You got to have those pauses, that is for sure. And I don't think we had one at the start, so they were like, oh guys, stop. Reset. At least one pause per game, it's in the contract. So yeah, they finally get that out of the way, and actually CA on the Batrider, he's up to almost 2k gold. Do you think he's the type of Batrider player who prefers just to go for straight up boost of travels rather than the 4-staff, or is he going for the standard 4-staff now?
Well, you could go for either at this point. There is the small theoretical idea that you don't really need too much counter initiation picking them up, and you don't need that 4-staff. Especially considering you've got the Void with his Chronosphere. But either 3 items would be pretty good as a next pickup.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind either one of them. I really think boost of travels are just so damn good. You can rotate around the map so much easier with already the base movement speed the item gives you. And just save gold on the future. But now they're gonna go for Razor, at least they want to do so. Batrider coming in from the side, scouting out to make sure nobody's there. But oh, the plasma bit stops the blink. Doesn't really matter. Fisher will set it up. Lasso, Shackles to follow. And man, almost easiest kill of their life.
Yeah, but it looks like we're going to keep pushing with this. The Serpent Walls have
oh, blink! 4-man Waning Rift Dream going on to free as well. They do get the Chrono with the Flame Break as top pack. Oh, nice swap out by Gimli. They are all alive. March the Machines actually not reaching far enough, and the Nether Ward just decimates them. There is the Reincarnation slowing them down. Another Illusion up at top. He's gonna go down one more racket. That's all they need. They time walk after him, and once again Blomst, well, the Nether Ward just keeps doing its work, and you can see how devastating that ward is, and Tinker gets away with 30 HP.
What's even worse than that is that was a really nice initiation coming out from Puck, but the Chronosphere just came out in response and it effectively reset the team fight. And with the lead that Calls had, Fabulous 5 just got completely destroyed.
I think this is gonna hurt Fabulous 5 more than you can maybe even expect, because they needed that first team fight for them to work out, I think, because of course they were already ahead, and when you lose a team fight, it might just get to the point where, of course, they can just go for tower after tower without actually being properly even challenged about it. Inkman also going for the Mask of Madness now to increase his attack speed, of course, in the Chronosphere. He does have to be careful, though, of like the laser combinations or just the magic burst coming out from Fabulous 5, because if the Mask of Madness is activated, you do take an increased amount of damage, of course. But still, yeah.
So I was going to say what's even worse after that is the experience and gold lead after that team fight is just skyrocketed into Core's favor. Now taking a pretty substantial, about 6-7k lead in terms of gold, and they've got all their towers still up. Everything is looking, pretty terrible for them.
Yeah, it's definitely not going good. I mean, going into the actually, they get the kill on Earthshaker, who was a little bit off the rubber, but now they go for top. There is the, well, lasso, but will it be enough? The flame break, the firefly, nope. The magic one keeps him alive for the time being. The laser is illusion of CA will get out of trouble as well. But man, that was actually a really ballsy move by the Batrider. I don't think it was justified. It almost worked out getting the kill on Puck, but I think it was an extremely risky move.
Yep, very risky, but at the same time, he does have those boots of travel now. That's the item he's going for. Probably going to be picking up his 4-staff next. And we're going to be seeing another push coming out here into mid. The wards are up again. The Never Blast is always up. And the harassment just isn't stopping.
Yeah, now there are the Serpents coming to help out, get the tower. They do get the glyph to pop, and now Tinker has arrived, but will the Tinker even be enough? Although without the Earthshaker, course, might not want to fight. Although they're keeping the Razor in place. He's blocked and he's going for the TP out. Oh my god. But the Faceless Void TP, it was just so damn long thanks to the Earthshaker TPing to the tower before. But man, that would have been just such a beautiful setup with the Fisher block like that. As we have another DC.
Yay, more pauses coming out as pauses. They're a Dota 2 standard by now. We've all been at the stage we're just watching and waiting for our favourite teams to, get back into the game. Obviously, the pause being on the opposite side this time, the Vengeful Spirit having a few disconnection issues.
Yeah, hopefully nothing too major or lasting. Fibers 5, they got the last kill, if I'm not mistaken, the Earthshaker. Didn't lose anybody in return, so at least a small positive for them. And Puck, looks like he maybe wants to go for a Necro Book now. He has a Belt of Strength in the inventory, whereas his power trails are already finished. So I highly doubt it's going to be a Basher or a Sange. So what do you actually think of him going for Necro now?
Well, there's a lot of things he could go for, but I do actually want to point out something on the opposite team where you have the Tinker. He had a pretty terrible start, but right now he's actually keeping up with the opposing team's highest levels. He's about only 100 gold behind the Void right now, and with the start that the Tinker actually had, that's actually pretty impressive coming out from Tib.
Yeah, it definitely is, and to be honest, they need the Tinker to get that farm as well, because Tinker is the majority of their late game, and of course just the turtling power as well, so if he does well, his team still has a chance.
Yeah, the Tinker, he's always in that 1 versus 5 position. I'm sure we've all seen it before, where he just destroys face. As we see the initiation coming out, they want to jump onto him. But the Batrider, he's going to have his Blink Dagger put off cooldown, but they're still chasing. They've got the smokes, and Tib is going to have to be super careful. He's trying to get out, but they know where he is now.
Oh my god, going for the TP, the Flame Break long range stops. It should be a kill with the Life Drain to help out. No! The neutrals, they killed him. Hero neutrals. But still, I mean, he was like 5 gold short of getting his Blink Dagger, maybe even less, before he died. So Tinker, oh man, what a timely death. Although, of course, they don't get gold for it. Still, it is a blow, since Tinker actually gets a lot stronger when he finishes the Blink.
Yeah, because then he can start blinking into the jungle. But I will say that something I did notice during the drafting stage, that this Batrider counters the Tinker absolutely perfectly in that sense, as he can basically just go chase the Tinker down through the jungle with that Firefly.
Yeah, well, all in all, still course coming out slightly ahead there, and can they actually keep on extending their lead, because they didn't get the tier 2 tower actually mid lane, although it is down to less than half HP, about 40% or so. And of course, with the Hand of Midas and Inkman, this Faceless Void in the late game, he's going to be a huge threat as well, especially in just, I think, locking down the Tinker, although you always have to think about also locking down the Vengeful Spirit at the same time, otherwise he can be the saving factor.
Yep, there is a lot of heroes which this Void is going to have to hit in his Chronosphere, or the other team's going to have to deal with for his Chronosphere to actually have any use, so to say. You've got the Vengeful Spirit, you've even got to some extent the Tinker and Razor. As in, if the Razor can get in range to get that static link off on anyone who's in that Chronosphere, you know, he can steal a lot of damage regardless of the amount of items he has already. As sadly, in terms of his items, he's only just about to hit his mechanism. About 100 gold away from that.
Yeah, and that's actually probably one of the slowest mech timings I have seen on Razors for quite a while at the moment. I mean, 20 minutes in, usually it's like 13 minutes or something. Maybe the Razors don't go for a finished ring of Aquila that often before, but even so, it's definitely not too fast, but of course, it has something to do with them having 0 towers destroyed in this game so far.
Yep, sad things happening for them, as we are going to see Cores kind of move back a little bit, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about this, considering that they do have the pushing lineup, and the Tinker, he is going to eventually get into that 1 versus 5 situation.
Is he going to be able to handle it though?
Well, that's the question. As I did see a few people in chat previously talking about how Tip is a very good mid player, so we are hoping, or at least fans of Fab 5, are going to be hoping that he's able to handle being able to play a Tinker in a 1 versus 5 situation. Obviously, I say 1 versus 5. The Puck is also doing pretty well himself. He's got his Blink Dagger up. Looks like he's going for Well, he might be going for a Dagon. Well, Dagon already yours.
Well,
There's a lot of things you could build all those items into.
yeah, and well, I don't think any of them will be too bad. But out top he goes in, he gets the silence with the Dream Core, but only onto one, and the counter initiation it is there. He gets out with the Illusion though, and he lassoed up, Chronosphere as well. He's going to go down, or is he Gimli? A nice swap once again, saving them. Faces Void, he did drop low, but the Master Repertoires are now deployed as Razor. He has to escape the Fisher, keeping them in place as well. He pops the mech, but he's still blocked in. Are you kidding me? And see, he blinks in aggressively. They do get 2 kills, but they do save the Tinker, and I mean, I guess they make the best out of a bad situation here.
Yeah, that was not the greatest initiation coming out from Puck, as he just jumped in without the rest of his team being there. At this point, to get any kind of nuke damage, they need all 5 to be there to go into whoever is initiating onto. And it was basically Puck on his own, and did you see that
Flame Break stops Tinker once again. Are you kidding me? Time walk in by Inkman, and Phantom XP will find him. One more like will do the job. Actually, he's bottling up, but yeah, he is cornered, and that was a huge kill. And of course, thanks to the Nether Ward, it actually shows you where the Tinker is positioned as well, because you can see the Nether Ward sap the direction where it's going.
Yeah, we're just seeing right now that Cause, their lineup just counters so brilliantly everything that Fanfire's trying to do, as we do see the Puck is going to be able to get out there. Not going to get the deny off though, as it does look like he's going for Necronomicon instead. That Necro Book. I guess it kind of works as a counter push, but at the same time,
yeah,
I'm not sure what it's going to do.
Yeah, I think it's actually not too bad of a decision, because like I said, or like you can see on the map as well, they finally did get the mid tier 1 tower, but they are lacking that pushing aspect. Without that, they might be in trouble. Of course, they can even use the Necro Books to just get rid of the Nether Ward if they really wanted to, but oh, the stun, never mind, disjointed by the bank. But
yeah,
yes, they need something to just get rid of the Nether Ward. It's really a necessity for them at the moment.
But do they really have that hero that can do that? You need that fast attack damage. You can just be able to get in and get out. And at this point, they don't really have that hero, so to say. That Nether Ward is actually doing a, very difficult for them to try and take over.
Yeah, and at some point, he's just gonna have to invest into a BKB. Otherwise, this Nether Ward will just completely wreck him in every single team fight. And speaking of team fights, of course, they just get their next items as Regulus picks up a Blink Dagger, and almost at the same time, Jean on the Shadow Shaman gets a 4-staff. So the mobility of the supports will be that much greater, and both of the supports are really high impact ones. And well, Fisher of course doesn't catch Wraith King, but man, this game is just extremely hard in Battle Rider. Boots of Terrors to the bottom lane. Inkman has his Chronosphere ready. Can they catch a Tinker again? He's TPing out. Yeah, he gets back to safety.
Now, the interesting thing is, surprisingly, that Fab 5, although they are behind...
But they get the blink on Razor anyway. Right clicks coming out. They actually maybe have to use Chronosphere. The mech is there. Inkman is not doing enough damage, but will be enough in the end, because, well, no assistance was coming from Fabulous 5. And this Razor is just having a god-awful game, really.
Yeah, he is currently only the 6th highest farmer in the game right now. He's even being beaten out by basically every other core in the game.
It's a sad life for sure for the time being, and well, I think I saw an Aghanim on somebody. Oh yeah, of course, it's the Pagna. He's only 35 gold short of finishing. Oh, the Chrono! It catches to Gimli. He can't swap anybody out because he's the one getting caught breaking. Gonna lose his reincarnation, and well, probably gonna lose his second life as well. Or is it the Waning Grip Dreamcoin onto 2 by top? Will it be enough? The Fisher is there on the breaking. Flame Break to follow up. Shackles onto top, and Yeko Slam by Regulus, helping out with the double kill for Inkman. And well, 19 to 7 the kill score. 3 heroes down. I don't think they can defend this tier 2 now.
No, but I don't think they can, as this tier 2 is going to be forfeit. I don't even think they're going to need to pop the wards to do it. They could go for some tier 3 action, in fact, if they wish to.
Well, actually, they go for Roshan instead. Inkman tanking it up, and of course, trying to get the Perma Bash with the attack speed that he has. Hand of Midas, Mask of Manas, and a Maelstrom as well, plus another 2.6k gold in the bank already. So probably a Mjolnir going to get finished soon. And actually, Mjolnir is extremely good against Tinker as well. You just apply that Mjolnir buff on somebody, run into the March with the machines, and just look at the enemy die.
As if both the two teams know where the others are, but at this point they can't do anything against this Roche, not with all these wards here, not with the not with how farmed the enemy team is, and now they're just gonna wait 30 seconds and then go push.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, what do you actually think Fabulous 5 can do? I mean, their turtle power is definitely good with the Tinker, but like we both already talked about, this Nether Ward is just completely wrecking the life out of him. So
At this point, they need a pick-off. At this point, they need to catch out a mistake made by Cause. They need to work out, you know, maybe catch them in their own jungle, and just get a 1 or 2 pick-off and give themselves a bit more space to get that pick-off.
mid lane, last one the breaking, no reincarnation because it's only level 1 still, 26 minutes into the game. A huge cooldown, 260 seconds, and man, you said the Fabulous 5 need to get pick-offs, but looks like they just can't seem to avoid getting picked off themselves. And of course, up against a Batrider, it is hard to just stay alive.
Yep, and at this point, it is going to turn into a turtle game coming up from Fabulous 5, but can they actually turtle against this? This is one of the few places where the Tinker's going to have very little power against those wards and against the Nether Blasters, constantly knocking down your towers.
Yeah, and Batrider, he has a Perseverance as well now, and do you really think that the Batriders is even going for a refresher or to just get that double lockdown of the lasso?
Well, I guess it could work. There's a lot of things you can go for, but I'm guessing
oh,
refresher...
top! John is going for the solo kill, but the mana burn from the Necrobooks, he can't go for the Shackles to follow up and just loses his life. Illusion about by the Puck, and that Necrobook making the difference there. If the Shackles would have connected, Puck probably would have died there straight out in the Mass Serpent Wards.
Yeah, but a little bit of a shame right there as Shaman is going to pop his wards and get taken out right there, but at the same time, Core still way ahead, but it's little pickoffs like that that they're going to need.
Oh yeah, but I mean, Shadow Shaman is only a support. Yes, Master Promos help out with the push, but Faceless Void, he's there with the Aegis, with the Chronosphere, and he spots out at least the Razor, but man, he's taking so much damage of the tower. Finally goes down, Mech is there as well, of course, by Phantom XP, and just playing it safe, methodical, getting the tower, and maybe just going for the next and the last outer tower, which is the top lane, tier 2.
Yep, you just go pick that up and then go push with your Aghanim's, go push with your, Aghanim's. Go push with all the stuff that you have. And there's very little that Fabulous 5 can do about this.
Ingman, he's just actually getting pretty damn fat on the Faceless Void. He's nowhere near invincible yet, of course, but his attack speed is pretty damn good, so just the perma time lock is at least a possibility. And do you actually think the Faceless Void might have to or want to go for a BKB next, or is he just gonna build more damage like into Crystallis and Daedalus?
Well, it depends right now. Right now, he doesn't need a BKB as a... If you're playing as a BKB on a Faceless Void, it's because, as we do see the possible initiation coming in, and Ingman, he does backtrack it, and he might be able to get out of here.
He's actually going to turn it around the static link. He's there, of course, so he doesn't want to go into that, but the last one, the Razor, the Purge comes into effect, force that out. It's going to be enough. Maybe the Mech is there, but the Nether Ward helping out immensely once again. And now TP gets caught Tinker. He can't get any spells off because of the Chrono. As does Blomsty and Gimli now. Well, he's on the run, as is top. The Fisher comes out. Yeah, Goslam as well. Oh my god. Are they really going to clean house here? Puck, blink out. Oh, Illusory. No, he's getting slowed down additionally. Actually, the Dream Call onto 4, he might still survive somehow. He's keeping the Dream alive. Nope. Dream died.
Yeah, the GGs do get called. That was a full team wipe right there, and they didn't even manage to get out that Aegis, and that is going to be 25-8, a pretty dominating display coming out from Causes. Fab 5, they are going to go one game down, but don't go anywhere.
Yeah, it's just the aggressive tri lane. If you go for one, you have to be sure that it actually succeeds, which it didn't, and I really have to give a lot of credit to the Earthshaker. The Earthshaker pick by the drafter, of course, and just the plays overall, really pristine plays. But yeah, guys, like Banshee said, it is only game number 1 in this 2-game series, so Fabulous 5, they have at least a chance to tie up the series, so don't go anywhere. And of course, if you enjoyed us, be sure to follow us on this channel as well as HeflaTV 2, the English channels for us, and check out all our social media to know when we're going live, because we are casting a crap ton of games, because showing Dota League, there's just so many divisions, lots of games daily, so yeah, lots of content provided by us. But we are just signing off from game number 1 and awaiting you in game number 2.